Did you ever have one of those matches that just seemed like everything went your way? Man, I was due for this one. Sit back and enjoy. This is going to be a great ride. How's it hanging, mobile gamers? Welcome back to Trogthorpe Mobile Gaming. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to smash the like button on the bottom. Hit the subscribe and ring the bell. Leave any comments that you have too. I love to see what you guys have to say about things here. So, two matches before this in a row had me so ticked off I almost put the phone down, the iPad down, and walked away. The first one, I was on Exzel. I dropped by Milta Power. It was about a 1,500 meter jump. I had me and my squad mate, and then I had two people that were behind us, and they were a good 2 to 3 seconds behind us. So we knew coming in there was nobody else around. We had a really good position because we were going to land before these guys and get armed up. I come flying in. I see where there's an Uzi, so I make a special effort. I land right over the Uzi. And sure enough, the second my chute releases and I start dropping, all of a sudden those guys are underneath us. He grabs the Uzi, turns around and blasts me and finishes me and my teammate off almost immediately. I was really pissed off about that. I understand there's ping issues, there's different lag issues, and so it probably was legit. I'm not saying anybody was cheating, but it pissed me off. The next match, we were here on Miramar, same buddy, Magic Man and I, and we jumped down. The plane line was such that Hacienda was well over 2,000 meters away from the plane, probably 2,500, which I know isn't outside the realm of jumping, but it is a really long jump. And usually driving there is a lot faster. So we jumped down to Pozo, where it was only about 800 out. We got down really fast. We got a car. We got straight up to Hacienda. And as we get out of the car, somebody lights us up and just kills us. And I played back and watched the video again. And sure enough, I see somebody drifting in just as we're pulling in. We weren't watching real close because we didn't think anybody could do that. And somehow they managed to drift 2,500 meters and get in before we were able to get there with a car, even though I've tested it a million times and it just doesn't work that way. But so I was really pissed off. I was on the verge of putting my phone down. He did. He walked away. It was just me playing this match here. And I got to say, he checked out just a little bit too early because as you saw there, I landed. The first thing I got, I was looking for a weapon. The first one I saw was a flare gun. So I finished and hurried and finished looting the arena real quick. Got a car because, let's face it, a flare gun is no substitute for proper looting. And so I got a good bunch of good loot. I got some good guns. And then I took off. I got over here to this area here so I could shoot off the flare gun. I chose this specifically because of the plane line. I knew that it would be not out of the realm of possibility. Now right there, I need to take a quick time out here. I heard that guy running in, but as I heard him running in, somebody else was shooting, and so I know there's somebody else nearby. And so I'm watching my drop, watching to see what's going on, trying to figure out where these guys are. But anyway, I especially chose this area because of where it was with the line. I knew that it might draw in some people, which is good because it gives me a position to hunt them, but it wouldn't draw in 30 people to where it was almost impossible to deal with it. Sure enough, I think that first one was probably a bot, but this guy was shooting at him, and so I knew somebody was coming in. I'm a little late on my molly there, but it was a great shot. That guy drives right through it. There he goes, running across there. I see where he's headed toward. I don't know yet if these guys are on a team or not, but since I don't hear any shooting, I'm assuming they probably are. I peek out here. Sure enough, there they are, standing around exchanging loot. So I focus on the one who's facing me and then take out the other one while they're both still panicking. They didn't even get a shot off. And sure enough, there's flare number 2. This guy had a flare gun with a flare in it. He was getting ready to use it. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't stand out in the open trying to exchange gear like they were doing. They made themselves an easy target. And don't exchange gear until you've cleared your area. They knew that somebody had shot the flare off. You know it's a flare because it's yellow smoke. And they probably saw the flare in the air, which is why they started coming this way in the first place. And they rush in here, and one of them knew that I had to throw the molly because neither one of them threw it, and he probably heard me shoot the bot that was there. So all these reasons here, they should have known I was around, and they should not have been standing out in the open like they were. That was a huge mistake. First thing they should have done was clear the buildings to make sure that there was no threat. So I got his flare off, and now I'm going to come around here and loot this one real quick. He pretty well took everything, but that's okay. I took everything off of him. I took the MK14 and the AUG off of him. So now I've had 2 flare guns on this match, which I'm super psyched about because on Miramar I almost never get flare guns. It doesn't matter where I drop on Miramar. I know I'm going to get comments about, oh, well, go here, you'll always get one. I never get them. I can go Picado, I can go Los Leones, I can go to the caves, I can go anywhere. I never get flare guns on Miramar, so I was really psyched. I've got 2 of them. So while I'm waiting here for this second flare to come down, I'm just doing a bit of looting, running around. Real quick, do me a favor in the comments. I'm trying to make some decisions about the direction of this channel, where we're going. And this isn't just for me, this is for you guys too. And so I wanted to get your input. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of videos are your favorites. Which ones are the ones that you really like to watch? What are some of the videos that I've done that are some of your favorites and some of your least favorites? Be brutal, be blunt with me. Let me know if there's something you think I should be doing a bit different, better. Anyway, back to the game here. Just post those. That'd be really great and helpful. So I heard some fighting over here, so I came to check it out. Sure enough, that guy was running over here. Before he could get to shelter, I finished him off. And now I'm going to take a look for this guy that was chasing him down. I landed a couple of really solid shots there early on, and then I just potato like crazy. This guy is like a pro zigzagger out here. I just couldn't land a shot to save my life, and he gets away. So you can't win them all. Unfortunately, that one got away on me. You'll see me as you watch here. I'm gonna keep an eye out, but I see that guy peeking around the corner there, so I hurry and hide over here behind these cinder blocks, waiting for him. He keeps peeking out. He has obviously seen me, or at least knows about where I am. And sure enough, I shoot the cinder blocks instead of shooting him. So now he knows where I am. I'm gonna move. He peeks again. I take a couple shots. He hides again. I can't get around the pickup truck. And so I go all the way around. I didn't think about the fact that I could have gone between the pickup and the crate, but that's all right. I got away. I'm going to heal up. I reset the situation here. And now, I don't know for sure right now at this point whether he's alone or whether he's got a teammate with him. And so I don't want to just rush in and engage him. There's a lot of times where unfortunately I don't make the best decision there, and I would have rushed him. But this time it pays off. I got back, I reset the situation. I was able to take him out without taking excessive damage. I hear them fighting someone else out there. I don't know if that's a bot or if they're fighting another person. I don't know who's won what, if they stole my kill or what. I'm not very good at watching the kill feed. That's something I need to get around with. Sure enough, this guy strafes out there. I finish him off. I'm going to heal up again. And I'm not sure if there's still somebody alive out there or not. Like I said, I definitely have some room for improvement on watching the kill feed while I play. That's something I need to work on, and I'm trying, but it fights against my nature of watching what's going on around me. So, but I watch other YouTubers and other players, and they do a really good job of that, and it definitely seems to help them. It gives them an advantage of knowing what's going on around them. So right there, I could have known if the guy I had knocked had died, and I could have known if it was his buddy that won that fight, or if somebody else had, I could have known all sorts of things there that I didn't know. So I had to play that cautiously. But now I'm pretty sure I'm alone, so I'm going to come out here, loot this, and then we'll move on to the next stage of the match here. All right, my super fast driving and fast forward here. Just trying to get into zone really well, trying to get into an area that looks really good. But then I saw up there that there was a car up on that hill, and so I didn't want to just drive through all this and hope that nobody shot me if I spun out or something. So I'm keeping an eye up on that hill real close to see if those guys happen to still be up there peeking. In the meantime, I'm trying to get into cover here, trying to find a good hill to hide behind. Sure enough, right about here, I slow down and start taking a look around. Nobody there, I don't see anything. And then I come up here, and then sure enough, right there by that tree, I see somebody. So I move back down to where I've got some good cover. I don't want to just stand out in the open fighting them. So I inch up here. That guy looks like he's about to shoot at me, so I take a couple shots at him, knock him, and the first shot knocks the other one. So 3 shots, and I wiped that team there. Looked like the one might have been trying to pull off a heel or something else, or maybe he was getting ready to throw something. I couldn't really tell, but the other one, the first one I shot, looked like he was about to shoot at me, so I took him out. I'm going to get up here because it looked like they had a good position. I kind of liked where they were at, so I'm going to get up here and take a look at it. And you can hear every now and then some suppressed fire going off. I don't see anything pinging on my mini map, so I know it's kind of far away. It's probably got nothing to do with me, but it does make you just kind of look around and pay attention to your surroundings. I'm going to get up here and loot them, see if they had anything like an AWM and ARM to upgrade my gun there. They don't really have much. So I'm going to jump ahead here a little bit. I'm just kind of controlling this hilltop. I got the zone flush at my back here, which is a fantastic spot to be. And so you're going to see here every now and then I do spin around to check behind me, make sure nobody's sneaking up behind me. But I'm really keeping my eyes out in front where that drop had been and where most of the people are likely to be. So from here I'm not going to cut a whole lot more out because it does start getting more interesting. There's only 14 enemies alive. I've got 10 kills. I don't want this truck too close to me in case somebody does come up behind me. I don't want it to give me away. I was trying to roll it down the hill there, but it didn't work as well as I'd hoped. But it is further away from me. A little less obvious from anywhere but right behind me. I also didn't want to be in it too long in case somebody's around watching and they're waiting for me to do something stupid like jump in a smoking car. So I'm kind of peeking around here, sneaking around looking for somebody. I see the drop over there. There's a car by it. Doesn't look like there's anybody there, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye out to see if somebody ran to the hut nearby or the trees. Just trying to figure out where they might be. Sure enough, somebody's taking shots over there, suppressed fire. And that one comes right at me, so they've seen me. They know where I am, and now I have a really good direction on where they are. I'm going to heal off real quick here. I do have time to take a heal. I'm watching this guy on the far side as I am healing, and he starts creeping to the side a little bit, so I'm going to move as well. I kind of move along the rock here. I don't want him taking shots at me while I'm trying to get my heal off. The zone's starting to come in, so I'm keeping aware of where zone's doing. What zone's doing. But I'm really watching this guy. I do check around every now and then because you don't want to get too tunnel vision into one guy. That's another thing that sometimes I can definitely be a lot better about. But I also don't want to lose this guy, so I keep watching where he's at. I know he's over by those trees. Sneak around here. The zone is pushing up on me, so I'm going to creep forward here through these bushes, see if I can't get a different angle on this guy. There he is, peeking me through the tree. So I climb up so I don't end up doing like I did with the cinder blocks. I don't want to shoot the hill, I want to shoot him. I was hoping to catch his gun as it was sticking out there, but he got back in time. And sure enough, that side too. So there's zone. I'm a little bit further out than I thought. So I'm going to get back up here to this rock as cover. I did just lose zone, so I don't have a whole day to stay here. But if I take a couple quick shots at this guy, he's shooting at somebody, but I don't think it was at me. If I take a couple quick pop shots at him to get him to go to cover, and then I'm going to use these hills as cover. There are a couple spots along here where I am more exposed, and he tries to take a couple shots at me. But for the most part, these hills do a good job of giving me the cover I need to circle into zone. You can see I'm not just charging straight into zone, I'm circling around the backside here. I don't want to get myself out there and exposed. I want to let everybody else just kind of thin each other out. And I want to have proper cover as I'm coming in. So I circle around here until I'm almost in. There's that truck I saw earlier as I was driving in. And I'm just trying to keep an eye over to the right there so I can see where this guy might be, where he might have moved to, because I know that he was probably out of zone after that last circle too, or at least on the edge of it. And so I'm trying to keep an eye out for him, see if I can get a good position on him. But I also have to keep an eye out over to my left here because I don't know who might be hiding down there, who's trying to sneak up from the edge of zone down here. And so I'm just trying to keep an eye out everywhere. It's really important that you don't get tunnel vision into somebody. There's been so many times there where that situation would have caused me to stay there until I completely lost zone, and then I'd be in real trouble. Even if I got that kill, I'd have been running into zone with 5 guys shooting at me. We've all been there. Let's not do that. Let's take our time. Let's reset the situation here. So I'm looking around now for any signs of life, any signs of people moving. And so I'm just going to creep it along this ridge line because I have the ability to duck down immediately if somebody does start shooting at me before I see them. Again, I don't know if you can hear them very well here, but every now and then I hear these sounds like suppressed gunfire, but it's far enough away that it's not pinging on my map, and so I'm trying to guess based on the direction of the sound where it's coming from. So you'll see me kind of suddenly turn to these sometimes. But I have the feeling I'm probably clear behind, but those buildings really give me pause. I'm worried someone's hiding in there. It's not uncommon at all. See, there we go. So that shooting slightly off to the right of where I'm looking, that'll tell you that that guy that I was dealing with before is there. But I got this guy in the ghillie suit here. And he gets behind. So I'm going to move around here, use this tree as cover. I don't want him getting good cover and then taking advantage of me, taking me out while I'm there. So while he's off healing up from my 2 hits that I got with the Mark 14 there, I'm going to move up here, get a little bit closer. But yeah, the buildings just give me pause. There's almost always somebody hiding out in there, just playing camper to try and get through. So I hear some good shooting going on up there. It is all above the ridge line, so I can't see what's going on, which means they probably also can't see me. And so I'm going to get into position here and try and reset this engagement again. There we go. I just heard somebody moving, and so there's Gilly. He was looking the wrong place. He was looking up at the shooting. He wasn't looking at where I shot him from before, and I was able to take care of him. Now, it's hard to resist the urge, but I didn't want to just rush straight out there and start looting him. You don't know who else was zeroed in on him, ready to take him out. So I am looking around quite a bit. I'm kind of taking my time pacing in case somebody else is watching. I wanted to be able to get back to cover real quick. And there's my 3rd flare. Now, it's way too late in the game to be shooting that off, which is probably why he was hanging on to it. I don't know whether when he got it, but 3 flares in one match on Miramar. For me, that's just amazing. That's an unheard of amount of flares. Sometimes I do, in later circles, like to fire one off just to lure people in, to draw all the attention. But right now I do not have a positional advantage that's good enough to do that. If I get people rushing at me from all sides, I'm downhill. It's just a nightmare. So I'm going to creep around slowly here. I thought I saw somebody in that bush right there, so I'm going to kind of peek over here with a scope, but I don't see anybody there. Could have sworn there was somebody there, but there's not. So there we go. We've got shooting on the other side of the huts here. We're down to 2 enemies left, so I know that these 2 are not on a team, and they're over here. And one of them dies, so now it's just me and the other guy. Now, right here by that hut on the right, I could swear that right in here I see... There he is. Yep, that's movement. And so I know he's over there. And that's right about where the shooting came from. So I'm going to start lobbing a few frags out here. Just because he was there doesn't mean that he stayed there or that I can necessarily hit him with a frag, but I just glad to see that he was there like I thought he was. It was just the quickest brief little glimpse of him moving, but so I'm going to try to keep this hill between me and him, and I'm going to keep my gun at the ready. I'm going to circle around here. I don't want to just stay in one place. I don't want to give him the advantage of being the predator. There's a lot of advantage in being the one that does the hunting. So right here I can hear him moving at the same time I'm moving. This is where I thought he was. He's not here. But that means he probably just moved. So I'm going to throw these grenades where it sounds like he was running. I don't have his footsteps, which means that he's outside of 20 meters away. But I can hear him, so he's less than 50 meters away. If he's crouching, which it sounds like he is. And let's face it, the circle's not big enough to be any further than that anyway, but So every now and then I hear him moving around, and so I'm trying to keep buildings between me and him until I'm ready to take the engagement. I'm not quite in zone, so I try to move over here so I can be in zone. I'm listening for him to move. I made a choice there to move through that house because I didn't know if he was hiding right around the edge here, and I wanted him to hear the door open and hear me walking on concrete so that he would change his tactic a little bit. The last place I think I hear something was over about the direction of that hut, so I'm going to lob a couple frags out, or just one, I guess, and I'm going to use it as cover. The moment I know it's about to explode, I run, and you can hear the whoosh. He was getting ready to throw a Molotov cocktail. He must have aborted it because I never hear it land, but you heard that whoosh. I toss a frag over here where I think he's at, because that's where his signal is. And then I can tell from the sound that he's actually behind me, so I got that building between us, and there we go. So thanks for watching. Again, drop me a note in the comments. Let me know what you want to see, what you've really enjoyed, and what you'd like to see done differently. Till next time, thanks for watching, and may you see your enemies first, and may your shot be their last.